and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics Today.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Here with me in the studio is my amazing guest, Mr. Owambugo Indubusi. He's a ghostwriter and an entrepreneur and a social analyst. We're so glad to have you join us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Let's go right into it. Federal Capital Territory Police FCT Command has rescued a 25-year-old woman, Promise Eze, from a suspected armed robber and ritualist in Abuja. A manhunt has been launched for the fleeing suspect. The police public relations officer SP Josephine Ade, in a post on X on Sunday, revealed that the incident occurred at a hotel in the Wuse district on January 31st, 2025, when hotel workers alerted the police after noticing suspicious activity. Upon arrival, officers found Eze tied to a chair with her mouth covered in plaster. She was unconscious but was rushed to Wuse District Hospital, where she regained consciousness. According to the police, Eze had checked into the hotel with a man who initially introduced himself as Emmanuel Okoro from Lagos. However, during questioning, Eze revealed that she met the man online, where he went by the alias Michael Prince and claimed to be an oil company employee from Delta State. The victim explained that after declining an invitation to Delta, they arranged to meet in Abuja. What began as a meeting turned into a violent ordeal, with the suspect allegedly threatening her with a dagger, tying her up and covering her mouth with tape. He then stole her 2 mobile phones before fleeing the scene. Before leaving, the victim overheard the suspect speaking to accomplices, suggesting he would return to complete the crime. Now, the FCT PRO added, recognizing the gravity of this heinous act, the FCT Police Command has launched a full-scale manhunt for the suspect and is working tirelessly to ensure his immediate arrest. The Commissioner of Police, FCT CP Olatunji Disu, strongly condemns this act of violence and urges residents, especially young women, to exercise caution when meeting individuals they do not know personally. The CP assures the public that the FCT Police Command remains unwavering in its commitment to ensuring the safety and security of all residents. He also calls on anyone with relevant information that could lead to the suspect's arrest to immediately contact the police. Now, you know, in the last few weeks, we had the situation with Temileyin and femicide and, you know, all of these things that's been going on. What are your thoughts when you look at that with the story?
Yeah, I believe the two stories look alike. The issue of ritualists,
right,
killing people, in this case, you know, this is a sign of kidnapping somebody. He was trying to kidnap her first, then to carry out his intention. But I think through investigation, the authorities will determine whether it was a kidnap or a ritual act, or he had the intention to engage in ritual activities, whether to kill the woman for money or for something. Now, if you take a look at the call the man was making, maybe he was trying to assure his accomplices that he would get back to maybe to kill her and harvest her organs. But you know, the story is not that clear. Right. So I believe that after investigation, they will be able to determine to know what
exactly happened. Now, you mentioned possible organ harvesting. Yes. Will you say at this time we now call there's an active? Do you think there's a? First of all, let me ask you: do you think there is an active organ harvesting scheme, as it were, going on?
We have heard stories
we have
where
heard
people
stories,
were
right?
slaughtered.
Now, why I asked you that is
harvested.
because I want to get your thoughts as regards when you see a report of this magnitude online. Most of the time, it is the first mention is ritualist. Now, do you think we now confuse or link ritualism with human trafficking as regards to organ harvesting?
Now, we can't really say that these organ harvesters are using the organs to make money or to do anything that can generate money.
Okay.
But I think if they are harvesting, taking people's organs, I believe they are selling the organs. Maybe the kidneys. We know that kidneys are money. Somebody can have. People are looking for kidneys to buy for their either for their sick ones or hospitals for their patients. So they may be trying to get these organs to sell somewhere. So, but the police, I think we need to commend the police for doing their job.
All right.
For making sure that people like this gets arrested and punished. But they need to step up their intelligence. We need to know the accomplices, the people working with these criminals.
Right, because I wanted to go into that just before you got here now. You know that removing of somebody's kidney, let me say there is a market, there's a syndicate, right,
yes.
that usually buys these kidneys and all of that, and if it was going to be used for a transplant in another person.
Yes,
now, it has to be well removed.
Yes.
The fact that an ordinary person, I right now cannot, I have no idea where the kidney is exactly and where to say, this is where I should cut nicely to remove it.
Yes.
Now, that means they have some form of medical backing as regards someone coming in the medical field that knows exactly what to pull out per time. Right? Now, what are your thoughts as regards the backing? Because when someone goes to school to do medicine, and now they come in to say they want to help someone, they want to get into the black market scheme, and people's parts, body parts get missing as regards kidney and all of these parts that are now, you know, hearts. In fact, the report about people carrying people's head, I don't know if there's a transplant now for head. Last week, there was someone caught with someone's head. You know, what are your thoughts as regards this medical personnel and these hospitals that allow for such things to happen and get this, you know, body parts illegally?
Well, I can't really say that there are hospitals that buy organs.
What I mean is, you should. The point I'm trying to come through when we say we can't really see. Do you know why? That is way circumstantial as regards. It is impossible for a non-medical personnel to implant a kidney in someone's body. You have to be skilled. You have to be learned. Else, the person that comes to you to pay to say, okay, I need a kidney, is also at risk if the person is not experienced enough for the job.
What happens is that if these people are going to sell these organs they are harvesting, it means that they might have prior knowledge of how to harvest the kidneys.
How do you get prior knowledge without the education?
Maybe they are coming from the medical background, or they are. They themselves they have been into the business. They have been taught by somebody that's not knowledgeable about it, how to get the kidneys, how to do that. So, but I believe through intelligence, through investigation, the government, the authorities will be able to
close in on this syndicate,
find out how these people operate, what is driving them, and who is behind them.
All right.
So when they finally do that, we'll be able to now say, this is how these people operate. And the citizens, the ordinary people will now know how to protect themselves against these bad elements in our society.
Very well then. Now, let's come back directly into the events of the story. This lady went to see somebody she does not know. And like the CP rightly mentioned, women should be more careful as regards meeting strangers they are not familiar with. The fact that we've had recurring issues of this magnitude, several people have died visiting strangers that they do not know.
They met online.
Do you think, they met online especially, do you think that hardship plays a role in people saying, oh, let me damn the consequence?
Most people, to get this close to people they have not really known.
Right.
I think is trust. The trust, should I call it hasty trust?
You have to spend time with people to
you
know
need
people.
to spend time with people. But in this case, I believe maybe she wanted to increase the level of trust by visiting the man. But the opposite became the case. She did not know the man, that this man was a bad man. And she threw herself on the line. I mean, her life on the line. She used her life now. It was a risk she took. I know it's good to trust people.
Right.
But you don't trust people like that. When somebody is talking, you know the kind of person he is.
Some people can be pretentious and convincing.
Yes, but if you are sensitive enough, you will know the kind of person somebody is, even if you are knowing the person for the first time. And so the fact is that our women, I can say that these stories always involve our women, so they should be more careful of how they trust men.
Right.
Even though they believe that a woman's greatest ally is a man, but people that have been killing women nowadays are men.
Amen.
So they are the most dangerous threat they have. How they trust men, how they get closer to some people.
Very well.
Until they can now say that this person is not bad. This person, I have known him or her enough for me to trust my life
with this person.
to him.
Now, one part of this story has the police saying that if you have relevant information on the person, come forward to report, and all of that. Now, do you think that there should be due diligence procedures in a hotel? Like the lady rightly said, the man was working with her with an alias, probably not his real name.
Yes.
Now, do you think that if measures are put in place in hotels, most of those things oftentimes happen in hotels. I think a few years ago there was the pandemonium of a guy that was killing women all over River State at some point. And because these things happen in hotels, and we have several means of identification in Nigeria. I mean, the means of identification are endless. You have voters card, do you think if due procedures were put in place in hotels, stuff like this would be mitigated? Someone will not be able to come in, kill somebody and walk away. And now we are searching for the man. Like if, serious questions like drop an ID, a relevant ID as regards maybe international passport, your NIN, because of course you can't do right now, you can't do an international passport without your NIN, which makes it linked. And with NIN, you can't have an account without NIN. And with when you're even trying to fill your NIN, I think oftentimes when you're doing BVN, they'll ask for your NIN. The NIN is pretty linked to. You think that requesting for that kind of a valid ID card,
yes,
do you think it's going to help mitigate things like this happening in hotels?
Hotels should step up their security. By getting more information about the people that come in their hotels. Now, if you take a look at transportation companies, when you want to travel, they take your record, they take your name, your phone number, and the phone number of your kin, your next of kin, or somebody to reach in case of any
people can easily lie on this, but it's not very.
When somebody comes in to your hotel and gives you information, you need to call the person they have given to you as their relative. Are you this so person? Where do you live?
Where's then the security as regards people that are trying to run away from?
Now, if you are trying to run away from your family, you have friends. You can't be running away from your friends and family at the same time.
Sometimes people are running away from existence.
Good. Now, if somebody is running away from family, from friends, you know that something is wrong. The person must have committed a crime.
No.
Are you getting it? Now,
do you think that happens all the time?
That's my own opinion. And if you get the details of these people, you'll be able to. I know that in any circumstance, certain. Nothing is 100% certain.
Right.
But at least you need to do your own part to protect yourself, to protect your business. you need to get the need to track these people, even when they leave your hotel. Like I remember when I lodged in Enugu, I had to video the place. I had to come outside and video the place and send to my my relatives. I sent to my sister, I sent to my wife, then my friend. I guess it. So because if anything happens, they needed to know if anything happened that time. They needed to know
exactly
where I was or where I lodged.
Right.
But some people don't care. They believe they are if they give out that kind of information, they are trying to, be too open. Unless you are hiding something. If I'm traveling now, anywhere I find myself, I start making calls. I remember when we went for service, us to our primary assignments.
Right.
They were taking us inside Zaria, Kudan local government. One of us there, we graduated from the same department, from the same university. Right. I saw her, she started making a call, calling her uncle.
So you feel that with this, you feel that people should
people
hold
should
themselves more accountable and open to their families?
Yes, people should be open. It's security.
Right.
It has to do with your life.
Thank you very much for your insight on that one. We go straight to NDLEA. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has uncovered a harrowing case of drug trafficking after a 59-year-old businessman, Chijioke Nnanna Ugbokwe, underwent emergency surgery to remove 81 wraps of cocaine from his stomach. Igbokwe was arrested on January 26th at Lagos Muritala Mohammed International Airport during a routine check of Ethiopian Airlines passengers. A body scan revealed that he had ingested illicit drugs. Investigations show he traveled to Addis Ababa on January 22nd, swallowed the cocaine pellet and attempted to deliver them to Lebanon for a $3,000 fee. However, Lebanese authorities denied him entry due to insufficient funds, forcing his return to Lagos. After days in custody, Igbokwe expelled only 24 pallets. Doctors at Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH, performed emergency surgery on January 30th to extract the remaining 57 wraps, recovering 1.943 kg of cocaine in total. Amid this bust, NDLEA intensified its war against drug abuse campaign, engaging schools and traditional institutions like the Palace of Atta of Igala, His Royal Highness Matthew Opuluwa Oguche, NDLEA Big Chairman Brigadier General Mohammed Mawa warned traffickers you risk your life and others. He praised officers for their vigilance and urged communities to support anti-drug efforts. Drug again today. What are your thoughts on this story?
Well, I don't really know much about drugs or drug trafficking. But I know that these people that are into this drug trafficking, they go extra mile.
Why do you think they do that?
To bury these drugs bodies.
Do you think they do it for financial gain?
That is it.
The need for now.
Yes.
It's one thing for these drugs to be in circulation. It's another thing for it being obtainable.
Yes.
3 weeks ago or thereabout, there was a boy that had taken the drug they call Colorado, and he had asked his father for 5,000, and his father had said no, and he went ahead to kill his father. That same boy, at some point after taking Colorado, the drug, went ahead to use a pistol to hammer his mother's head, even though she didn't die. Now, we have several reports of the adverse effects of drug abuse, right? When you look at all of these things that happen to youths, many youths are currently on drugs.
Yes.
Several types, different ones, right? To get, what is the gain for all of this? What is the gain at the end of the day? Why is it becoming, I know that back then when I was growing up, we had people wanted to smoke cigarettes.
Yes.
Right, and on the back of the narcotics brand, you see things like, be reminded that all smokers are liable to die young or something like that. Why do you think this drug use and intake is on the high, and why do people risk their life this much to get it across to buyers?
You know, many young people that are smoking, they believe that it's taking them to a higher level. It's hyping them. Many of them use it to gain courage, especially all these criminals. When they take it, they can do something they cannot ordinarily do when they have not taken drugs. So they use it for the effect, which is temporary,
right,
and which has very bad effects on their health. So they need to know the effect of what they are doing. You are damaging your health, even burying these drugs
for 3,000.
I think we've heard stories where cocaine exploded inside. I don't know whether a cocaine can explode. Do you understand? I don't have any idea about that. But opening up your body to bury something, I think you know that opening alone can affect your whole system. And then something that doesn't digest, even if it can digest, what is the effect of the digestion when it digests?
That is when it bursts.
So now you need to consider your health first before money, because it is only those that are alive that can make money.
Thank you very much. I want to ask you, now we know that, you said something really striking just now, is those that are alive that enjoy money.
Yeah.
Why do you think the society has become a place where the source of wealth, people do not question, firstly, on one hand? Do you think because the society does not question the source of people's wealth, people are willing to do anything, forgetting, rightly said, the essence of it at the end of the day is for you to be alive, right, to enjoy it. Now, taking this magnitude of risks that this man decided to take, traveling to Lebanon, going to Addis Ababa, traveling to Lebanon, left with little money, traveling to Nigeria, it's a possibility that would because most of these drugs are ingested, so they are swallowed.
So these are drug businessmen,
right?
I believe we have so many of them,
right?
And he had, before this incident, he had been into the business, and he had been succeeding. But they say many days are for the thief. 1 day is for the owner of the house.
All right.
So one day they will catch you. You have to know that this business, now drug business, I don't think is that bad, but you need to have the licensing.
Okay.
You need to have the licensing. Drugs are used in the production of medicine, or the medicines we take, and that's why many countries have legalized drugs like cocaine and India hemp. They use these things. All these pharmaceutical companies, they use these drugs to make drugs.
But those people have license to buy. If this man had a license to buy or sell, he wouldn't need to ingest it. You need to be
satisfied to engage, to involve into this kind of business. And now to buy, you need to be certified. You need to have the license to buy. The Nigerian government needs to make sure that all these laws, all these policies are put in place, so that ordinary people cannot just go and buy these drugs. So that